production. Hi everyone, I'm going to discuss about chapter 7 regarding job order costing. Let's take an example about production of books. Production book process included first, printing on paper, second, cutting according to the size, and the third one, glue as a book. Situation given, Jack Ma owned a company named SMO Sendirian Berhad. SMO Sendirian Berhad used job order costing method to produce books. On 1st February 2021, SMO received order of 1000 books from Najiha Bookstore. This booking is labeled as ABK124. SMO started the job production process on 15 February. Manufacturing overhead cost is applied based on direct labor cost basis. The total factory overhead is expected to be 58,900 ringgit Malaysia and the direct labor cost is 2,100 for a month. First of all, let us see what is the direct labor cost involved in this production. So for our assembly line workers, or we call it as operators, we have 6 workers with rate per hours, 12 ringgit 50 cent, and have to work 8 hours for each person. Therefore, we times up 6 workers with 12 ringgit 50 cent and 8 hours. The direct labor cost is 600 ringgit Malaysia. Then, we transfer the data into the column beside the slide just as below. Each worker has their own time ticket, so we separate it into 6 time tickets with each of it costs 100 ringgit Malaysia. The material that we are using to produce books obviously is paper and ink. So the first, requisition B150 or 1 ring of paper costs RM15, but our company have used 200 ring of paper to produce 1000 units of books. Therefore, the paper costs for 3000 ringgit. Moreover, ink, we call as requisition B155, is also one of the main material. Cost of 1 unit of ink is 150 ringgit, which can print at most 50 books. Therefore, the cost of using ink is 3000 because we have used 200 units of inks. The same step, we fill in the data in the column just like this. Third step, let's identify the manufacturing overhead costs that occur in the production process. Since we are using machine to produce massively, obviously we need electric too, so the factory utilized is about 4000 ringgit. Other than that, depreciation on factory machine is around 4000 ringgit also. Plus, factory vehicles such as small truck which is used to carry the books depreciate at 5,000 per year, and then we also list out this cost in the column just like below. Besides that, factory machine maintenance to service or to repair our machine need around 3,000 ringgit. To keep our factory always safe, we had also bought insurance for our factory plant for 4,000 ringgit also. Indirect labor that involve such as book designer still have to pay salaries for 40,000 ringgit Malaysia, and then the same step we transfer it into the column given. The material that we use in this production is the knife of the machine and also the glue, which costs 50 ringgit and 20 ringgit per unit respectively. Since we have to produce 1000 units of books, we have used 4 units of knives which cost 200 ringgit and also 10 units of glue which cost 200 ringgit also. Then we list it as indirect material in the column with the total amount 400 ringgit. So here is all the costs that occurred during the production process of books, such as direct labor costs, direct material costs, and also manufacturing overhead costs. With the list of costs, the next step we should do is to transfer it into job order sheets. Here is the example format of job order sheets which used by the company. Based on the case study, we fill in the customer name as Najiha Bookstore, then the job number which is ABK124, the product description, let's write it as books. Our company had also received order and started it on 1 February 2021. In between 15 days, we have finished the order. We write the date completed on 15 February 2021. Next, this is the main part of the job cost sheet. So let's fill in the direct material cost column. The date is on 1st February with the requisition code B150 which costs 3000 and code B155 which costs 3002. Then let's move to the direct labor column. The date is still the same and let's list out the time ticket and also the cost just like the table we did just now. Then, students should pay more attention on this part, since our company applied normal costing in determining the manufacturing overhead based on direct labor basis, so we have to find predetermined overhead rate. As the situation given, we use estimated manufacturing overhead cost divided by estimate direct labor cost times with 100. We get 2,804.76% based on direct labor cost. Because of based on the direct labor cost basis, so we transfer 600 in the column of cost per hour, then we times with the POR we find just now, so we get 16828.56 ringgit for our total manufacturing overhead cost. The last step is to summarize all of the manufacturing costs that involved. So let's just take the answer from each part. First, direct material cost 6,000 ringgit, direct labor cost 600, and manufacturing overhead cost 16,828 ringgit 56 cent. Then we sum up all, we get 23,428 ringgit 56 cent for our cost per jobs. Then we divided with 1,000 units completed, we get 23 ringgit 43 cent for each book. That's all I can share about this topic. Hope it is useful for all of you. Thank you.